Hello there and welcome back to another month of the Trading Post. Welcome to March 2024. You made it. I'm proud of you. So in this video, we're going to go through all of the new offerings for March in the Trading Post. There's a lot of new stuff in here and a lot of recolors of actually Trading Post stuff. So yeah, pretty interesting. But before we jump into all of that, guys, I just want to shout out my Twitch, twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me stream World of Warcraft, Dragonflight, more within Alpha, Season of Discovery, and more, I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. Right, so yes, a new month is upon us, and this month is called March Getting Fancy. In the blue post, it said something about green, so there is a little bit of like teal and green theming across the board here. This month's Traveler's Log reward is a pet called Teal. Yep, a little battle pet. Not that exciting. I really like the ones that are like transmog sets and weapons and things like that, but this month, yes, you're going to get the little battle pet Teal, which I believe is a new model. Not seen that model before, but no doubt I'll add it and probably never use it, unfortunately. But that's okay because this month's actual stock is pretty good. So let's dive into it. So the kind of main event this month, for me at least, is this brand new transmog. So this is a recolor of a store transmog which came a little while ago. And this is going to cost you 800 tender. This is called the Sky Captain's Formal Attire. Really like the boots on this set. I really like the 3D assets on the collar and obviously the hat and like the masquerade helm is okay. I guess you could probably swap that out. But for the most part, this is a really, really nice looking set that they've done a lot of work on. So yeah, this is a pretty big set as well, including helm, chest, legs, back, and yeah, just a cool looking set for 800 tender. That is quite a lot for a transmog set. The next model is the Reigns of the Majestic Peafowl. So this is a new mount. There are 3 variants of this. No doubt the other 2 will probably end up on the store. This is going to cost you 750 tender. And just to kind of give you a bit more incentive to buy this mount, it will indeed have dynamic flying animations once that comes in the War Within pre-patch. The next item is Arsenal Skyborn Blades. These are 2 one-handed swords, which are kind of HD recolors or HD remasters of the Quell Sarah, I believe, from Vanilla WoW, which actually looks phenomenal. You're going to get both of these weapons when you buy this for 500 tender. The next item is Catastrophic's End. This is like an HD recolor of the item from, I believe, Hydril or something like that. This is actually a recolor of the Trading Post, I believe. Yeah, so we've actually come full circle at this point. So yeah, that's going to cost you 250 tender. The next item is a shield called the Corroded Ugari Defender. Once again, this is a new model as far as I'm aware. I'm pretty sure there's like very few like recolors of existing kind of Raiden items in this month's Trading Post, which is really interesting, but we'll go over that once we get to it. But of course, happy to be wrong. Let me know in the comments how wrong I am. The next item is a toy. This is the Delicate Jade Parasol. This is a UI I've not seen before on the Trading Post. This is just a slow full parasol, similar to the ones that we got in like Revendreth and things like that. This is going to cost you 200 tender. The next item is a helm called the Guise of the Royal Masquerade. There are 2 variants of these, the Royal Masquerade and the Shining Masquerade. These are both 200 tender each. They are helm cosmetic transmog, so they can be used by any armor type. So if you're going to a Masquerade party on an RP realm, these will be perfect for you. The next item is a one-handed fist weapon. This is the Jeweled Reaper. Pretty cool looking fist weapon, pretty HD, kind of using that green and teal color. As mentioned, that is kind of going to be the theme of this month, it seems. 200 tender, not too bad at all if you'd like these one-handed fist weapons. Don't know why I said one-handed, two-handed don't exist. Anyway. One-handed mace. We have a one-handed mace called the Virtual Gavel. This is, I believe, a new model for the Trading Post. It has kind of a dripping slime on it, which is really cool. Really like that effect there. And obviously the chain at the back has a little bit of physics there, which is kind of cool on that. So yeah, a one-handed mace is going to set you back 200 tender. The next item is the Blackrock Executor. This is a 2-handed polearm. It is massive. Imagine a Fury Warrior with Titan's Grip using this. This is phenomenal. This is 150 tender, just a massive polearm, kind of using that, you know, aesthetic from like Walls of Draenor and Blackrock and things like that. It's very, very cool looking. Only 150 tender as well. So certainly a definite pickup if you are going to be wielding a 2-handed weapon, because that is just so awesome. The next item is the Gossamer Teal Gown. I believe we've had another gown before previously. This is 150 tender. This is a chest transmog available for all armor types. Not too much to say about it really. It's it's kind of 2D. There's no kind of 3D assets on it at all. It's just kind of painted on there. But it is a chest transmog, so you can wear like legs with this as well to probably jazz it up and make it probably a little bit buggy. But yeah, that's 150 tender if you'd like to get that. Next one is the classic aquatic tabard. These classic sort of like basic tabards have been coming in the trading post. This is a teal version of it. This is 100 tender if you'd like to get that. Not too much to say about it. Basic kind of tabard that you'd expect from the trading post. So yeah. Next one is the Ensemble Vagabonds Aquatic Threads. This is again a green version of the set that we've seen a ton of times on the trading post. This is of course a helm and back transmog, and it's going to cost you 100 tender. The next one is the Wanderer's Aquatic Trappings. This is just a back piece and a kind of neckerchief. This is again a head and back transmog. Really like the style of these. We've seen a bunch of these in all different colors over the couple months, and this is the teal version, and this is going to cost you 100 tender. Next item is these flowing aquatic gloves. These are kind of long gloves. We've seen these a few times as well, and this is a new recolor of those. So yeah, they're going to set you back 100 tender and are available to all armor types. Next one is the Trader's Aquatic Sarong. So there's a bunch of these like kind of skirts that have come in. I'm not a fan of these at all. I hate the 2D bow there. I just don't think it looks good at all, especially down the bottom as well. It just does not look good at all. 100 tender for that. There's also another version of it, a cloudy one, sort of a kind of purpley version of that as well. So there's two of those, 100 tender each if you like to pick those up. You also have the Dueler's shoulder cape. So these are really cool. These are the 3D capes that have come in. These are actually shoulder transmog, so you can wear a cloak with this to kind of jazz it up as well if that's something you'd like to do. That's going to cost you 75 tender and is available for all armor types. The next one is the Cloudy Shoulder Cape. Again, so exactly the same model, just a different color, using the same color as we just saw a second ago. But yeah, these models, really like them. I think you can do a lot with these for sure, especially using it as like maybe one shoulder or something like that. I think there's definitely some potential there. The next item is the Chipping Warblade. This is a one-handed sword, very basic looking appearance. This is going to cost you 50 tender. So if that's something you'd like to get, that is going to be available to you. And finally, for new items, we have the Regal Warcloak. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is actually a missing item. So this was added back in BFA, and this is an item that does match the Elite set for the Alliance. Now, it looks like this is going to be available to Alliance and Horde, though. So if you want to pick that up, it's 50 tender. So returning this month, we have the Fell-Forged Fell Fang. Yep, that's a lot of words. That is actually a recolor of the Fang of the Pit from Hellfire Citadel. We have the Mestophoros Razor. This is a recolor of an item that was never added to Burning Crusade. We have the Fabulous Flashy Finery, which I believe was added in February last year, I think, or something like that. So this is coming back at 50 tender. We also have two mounts. We also have the Alabaster Storm Talon returning and the Alabaster Thunderwing. Now, you do have to buy these separately, and they will cost you 650 tender each. Now, if you got the 25 Years of Warcraft edition thing, you would have got those anyway from the store, or you could buy them from the store, I believe, normally after that. But yes, these two mounts are returning this month in the trading post. And finally, the Lost Crown of the Arcane is returning. This was previously on the trading post and will cost you 200 tender. So yeah, a pretty decent month. I saw a lot of people saying that this month has like fallen off or something like that. I think there's a lot of good stuff in here. I love the P-Foul mount so much. As mentioned, it is a dynamic flying mount, so keep that in mind when you're buying it. But yeah, I guess like the kind of like flat skirts are not that great, but yeah, the shoulder transmogs are awesome. Obviously, the recolor of the Storm set, that's also very good. All of this stuff is very expensive, though. We are only going to be getting the standard amount of tenders this month, unfortunately. But yeah, there's some decent stuff in there. Let me know down below what you think of this month's trading post. As mentioned, this is actually, I believe, the first month we've had with no kind of recolors of like raid and dungeon items. But happy to be wrong on that. But that's just what I found from my research. Guys, if you like this video, please do leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to support me outside of YouTube, I'm also on Patreon and Twitter, of course. I have a partner Discord channel as well, and as mentioned, I am streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me stream World of Warcraft, Dragonflight PTR, and more, I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.